Powerboat queen Christine Hansen and ocean racers Gil Gilbert and Peter Rothschild are among celebrities for the 1975 San Francisco Offshore Classic. Pre-race favorites parked along the Berkeley Marriott Marina include defending winner Paul Cook and U.S. Powerboat champion Sandy Satullo. With a $20,000 purse at stake, there's no doubt about it. The country's fastest deep-water racers are all in San Francisco for this one. Race crews stay busy freshening up components. Only 3 weeks have elapsed since the last offshore race, the Marina City Classic in Southern California, and it's been a busy racing year. 10 Atlantic, Pacific, and Great Lake marathons spread over 10 months. (1975) was the season when girl powerboaters came out to challenge the boys, with surprising results. Straight from their fine third-place finish at Marina City, Betty Cook and her crew, all males incidentally, have established themselves among today's favorites. The often exasperating mixture of smooth and choppy seas makes San Francisco's rugged bay and ocean course one of the most challenging on the offshore calendar. Comprised of 3 legs of 40, 78, and 63 statute miles, the 181-mile-long San Francisco race will send boats beneath the Golden Gate Bridge no less than 6 times. Production and sports class entrants face 2 challenging trips across a separate 103-mile course. It's time to go racing. On signal, the pace boat alerts the powerboat fleet that the start is 3 minutes away. Cold and overcast conditions won't dampen the festive pre-race mood. Paul Cook and his crew seem to have everything under control. So does his wife Betty and her crew. 28 powerboats jockey for position behind Howard Arnenson's pace boat as Arnenson brings them down for the flying start. Salmon's 35-foot Spirit into the lead. But look at Bob Nordskog's number 11 Powerboat Magazine Special surging up to challenge. Making it a 3-way leaders battle, Kudu's also on the move. Soon takes the lead. He's determined to prove that Kudu's record-setting win in last year's race was no fluke. Borrowing its name from an African antelope, Kudu has a sophisticated tunnel hull design that gives it a speed edge over conventional deep V boats. Spirit still holds down second. Past Alcatraz Island, Kudu guns for the Golden Gate. It's her first race start in 5 months, following an extensive rebuilding program, and the big boat is responding beautifully. thread comes from Hal Salmon's Spirit. Spirit has been near the front in all 1975 offshore racing. Under the Golden Gate Bridge, it's still Paul Cook setting the pace. Spirit hangs tenaciously to second. Skipper Hal Salmon and his veteran co-driver Harold Smith have already won 3 of the season's offshore marathons and narrowly missed a 4th victory in the Marina City Classic. Copperkettle's champion driver Sandy Satullo wants no part of the early speed and conserves his boat in 3rd place. Back a ways, Bob Nordskog's Powerboat Magazine Special and Betty Cook's Kama in 4th and 5th are hitting better than 70 miles per hour through the chop. That's plenty of physical punishment for man or woman. At this early stage belongs to Arnold Glass in the Australian entry Sabre Dance. And 6th is John Corsiglia's number 50. Radical Kudu continues her domination of the conventional boats. Paul Cook, throttle man Bill Allen, and navigator John Connor are certain it's their kind of water. It's a knockdown and drag-out battle for 4th between Sabre Dance, Kama, and Jumpin' Jack. Salmon wants this race. He's moved Spirit past Paul Cook's Kudu and taken over first. Now it's up to Salmon to set the pace and worry about Kudu behind him. Offshore champion Sandy Satullo is out of the running. Nearing completion of her first lap, Spirit ducks beneath the Golden Gate. Kudu is a close second, and Paul Cook is waiting for his fuel loads to lighten before resuming the battle for first. The big boat is handling beautifully, and Kudu's ease of movement belies her gross weight of almost 5 tons. Spirit's flawless run continues through the bay, while Paul Cook in second is far too busy to enjoy San Francisco's scenic skyline. Kudu's bold attempt to win 2 straight at San Francisco ends. A blown engine has halted Paul Cook, and Spirit now enjoys a comfortable lead of better than 2 minutes. second place is the property of the aptly named Jumpin' Jack, piloted by rookie Jack Tushinsky. In third place is Sabre Dance. But Betty Cook in Kama and Bob Nordskog's Powerboat magazine special are still at it in their duel for fourth. Seventh overall after a lap, and only 7 minutes behind boats of twice its power, is perennial sport class champion Jim Ross. And isn't it amazing how time flies when you're having fun? Ask those who participate in it, and most will assure you that San Francisco is among the most demanding, interesting, and downright brutal powerboat events of the campaign. It's one offshore marathon that really puts you through it. One driver says the San Francisco race is the equivalent of a never-ending ski ride, going uphill, downhill, flying over moguls, continually pitching up and down. Even with power steering, it's hard controlling 5 tons of racing boat. Like any race, the object is to get into first place. Doing that requires a mixture of speed, navigation, and reliability. Those propellers are spinning at almost 4,000 revolutions per minute. Start with the fact that each boat is producing in excess of 1,200 horsepower from its 2 oversized engines. Some of the engines are turbocharged for even greater power and speed. The strain put on the narrow hulls each time a swell is encountered can be shattering. Small wonder that these $100,000 vessels undergo rigorous and costly maintenance inspections following every race. The crews have to be husky specimens themselves, for these boats have no seats. Who has the easiest job? There isn't an easy job in this demanding sport, and there's no such thing as safety belts either. At least the driver has his steering wheel to hang on to. Summed up, offshore powerboat racing is for those adventurous souls who love challenges, have enough money to play the game, and are physically strong enough to survive. Those bleak gray outcroppings are the Farallon Islands, signifying that Betty Cook and fourth place Kama have reached the middle of their second lap. Hang in there, Betty. What a pace Spirit is setting. As Hal Sulman and Harold Smith complete another lap and begin their third and final trip to sea, they're so far out in front of the other boats that they must feel a little lonely. Of the other boats, Jumpin' Jack is still second. But Hard Luck Sabre Dance is out of it with a broken stern drive. Betty Cook and Kama have taken over temporary possession of third place. Spirit leads second place Jumpin' Jack by 7 minutes. Jumpin' Jack was last year's national champion boat when it was named Slapshot. It's still a boat to reckon with. Another great drive by Jim Ross has resulted in yet another sports class win. Ross's single-engine 20-footer remains the scourge of offshore racing's sport class. Allosaurus, a triple-engine outboard, is still in the race. Running out for other boats to overtake Spirit. The decision by Hal Salmon and Harold Smith to go with a two-man instead of a three-man crew for reasons of weight and greater efficiency has really paid off. Just as Spirit seems assured of her victory, so does Jack Tushinsky and Jumpin' Jack have a solid lock on second place with only a few miles remaining. Continues giving Betty Cook a rough ride. By the finish, she'll have no skin left on her thumbs from clenching the steering wheel. Still, after almost 181 choppy miles, Betty seems certain to finish third. Or does she? Bob Nordskog, a fierce competitor in his Powerboat magazine special, isn't through. The 62-year-old dean of ocean racers is known for his spectacular closing charges. Sure enough, he's closing on Jumpin' Jack and Cayman. Nordskog's crewmen hang on for the ride of their lives. Spirit's sixth and final trip through the Golden Gate comes only 2.5 hours after the start of the race. It's been a dazzling ride. Hal Salmon and Harold Smith have left the fastest powerboats in the world in their wake, and they've done it without running Spirit to the firewall. Salmon seems to have followed the old adage that in racing, the object is to win at the slowest possible speed. But now, in the race's final yards, just to show off Spirit's speed, Salmon turns on full power. Spirit's San Francisco victory, her fourth of the powerboat racing season, seems a fitting way for Hal Salmon to say farewell. Having chosen to pursue a career in automobile racing, this was Hal Salmon's final offshore race. Jumpin' Jack hangs on to second and Nordskog third. Betty Cook's Cayman, not quite able to match the speed of her dueling opponents, has settled into fourth. It's still a great duel for second. Watch Nordskog's high-flying 35-foot cigarette finally show its superiority across the final and decisive mile. Nordskog's margin over Jumpin' Jack is only 7 seconds. Less than a minute behind in fourth, Betty Cook in Cayman. Another offshore powerboat season has ended, and all that's left is the shouting, the champagne, and the congratulations from defending champion Paul Cook. Nice race, Hal Salmon.